Hey, we want to let you in on one of the best kept secrets in podcasting. It's called TBTL, which stands for Too Beautiful to Live. It's a daily show about two friends puzzling their way through the news and their own struggles. Hosted by Luke Burbank from Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me and Andrew Walsh, TBTL covers topics that range from the science of dog sneezes to fast food marketing wars. But it's more than a daily podcast. It's a dedicated community that's led to questionable tattoo decisions, cross-country meetups, and even a fan podcast. Check out TBTL on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and anywhere else you find podcasts. TBTL, easy to love, hard to explain. Oh, hey everybody. Welcome to Great Danes Walk Humans. That was suggested by Krista Randall on Patreon. Next week, we're going to pick a winner for our monthly giveaway. And this time, the winner and three of their friends get to come watch a live taping of this show right here in the Spaceman in Los Angeles. Travel and lodging will not be provided. Good luck. Make sure to become a 420 Club member to be eligible for this giveaway. Sign up at patreon.com/gettingdug. I'm going to be at Helium in Portland on Saturday, February 10th at 4:20, the American Comedy Company in San Diego on Wednesday, February 14th. Oh, Valentine's Day. How romantic. And Comedy Works in downtown Denver, February 17th and 18th. Both those shows are at 4:20. For more deets and dates, go to douglovesmovies.com and enjoy the show. Blast off! We are back in the Spaceman with a newbie and an old bee, both comedians. It's Rachel Wolfson and Geoff Tate, everybody. Yes, clap for yourself, Donald Trump style. How you guys doing?
All right.
Great.
Now, Geoff, why are you using two hands to hold your water? You do everything Donald Trump style now?
I do everything Donald Trump style.
Okay, well, he would certainly wear that
I'm very
hat.
Presidential.
Yeah.
I had McDonald's for breakfast.
Oh, my goodness. Donald Trump diet. Rachel, this is your first time on the show.
Yes, I'm a Getting Dug with High Virgin.
Yeah, but not anymore. It's over already. You can no longer say that.
That was it.
You're here and we are live. We've got a couple different strains ready to go today. We've got a sativa called Blue Dream that's in, most of these pipes here on the table. And then our friend the Dab Master helps load them. He didn't just help; he did all of it today. I didn't do shit. And then we have an indica called Mars OG. If you're feeling, where do you stand on the whole sativa indica thing, Rachel?
Sativas are typically for daytime for me, and then I'll do indicas at night. But I'm not gonna lie, I smoke OG during the day too. So. I smoke it all.
You smoke what's passed to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's the alarm, meaning we got 1 minute to get on it, to start smoking. So pick a lighter and a pipe. I loaded up my fruit stripe bong. So I did load one thing.
I'm picking this one because this guy has a mustache.
That guy?
Is that you?
It's supposed to be me, yes.
I'm gonna smoke out of Doug today.
Oh no. Getting Dug with Doug. All right, well, you guys are getting into it. It's not quite 20 minutes after the hour yet, but, it's very close to 4:20 somewhere.
Ding! 4:20 somewhere!
I figure it's probably going to take about a minute for it to kick in.
Right? Central time zone.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Is where it's 4:20 right now. So that is perfect. Perfect timing. What's your high history, Rachel? How did you get started smoking weed?
I'm gonna have my whole own high history.
Growing up, my parents told me that if I smoked weed, I would die. So I actually didn't smoke weed until I moved out of the house and went to college. And
Parents are both doctors?
they're not doctors.
I was trying to hold in a cough the whole time, and then you made me laugh, and so I did both.
No, worse, they're
Where
lawyers.
did they get this idea that it's so bad? Or they just really wanted you to not do it?
Yeah, they're lawyers, so like I think it was kind of using some scare tactic, that didn't really work, so.
That seems like a huge backfire. Seems to me like the best way to get your kids to not smoke is to smoke it in front of them all the time.
Right.
And just be creepy parents that just sit around smoking weed. Then you'd be like, oh, I don't want to do that. But I don't even know if that would work. I think everybody tries it, and then when you try it, your brain and yourself decide, oh, I like this, or I don't like this.
Well, my parents told me the same thing about all the drugs, and then when I did the weed, I didn't die. So then I did all the other drugs, and they were right about a lot of the other drugs.
Did the weed?
No, the weed was fine, but like to make it sound like it was the same, I was like, oh, this didn't do it. This wasn't bad. I'm going to do cocaine. And that is different and worse, probably.
Right. Yeah.
It's basically.
Yeah, I don't get. It's not really the whole concept of marijuana being a gateway to other drugs. It's just, you're right. It's just more like, no.
It's a gateway to the fridge.
Other drugs, the fridge or the, whatever.
Alcohol. I never did. I never smoked a bunch of weed and then was like, I wonder if anybody else has any other drugs.
Right.
But I have gotten drunk and been like, okay, whatever you got. Let's.
Yeah, alcohol is definitely going to impair you more. Do you have a favorite thing to do when you're high, Rachel?
I like to be outside when I'm high, or like go on adventures, or go to I like to go look at art or like museums and
Oh my God, that's the only way I could handle a museum. Just high out of my mind.
I don't know. I just like to go on adventures. If I'm high, then probably everything I'm doing is pretty much better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. Because I was in therapy briefly. When I was making a movie about being high, and they talked me into doing it, and the therapist, after 4 sessions, the deepest we got was me saying, "It's just fun to smoke weed." That's the only way I could explain it to him, and he was like, "Okay, well, I don't."
I like going to Therapy Stone. That's fun. It makes it better.
So you do?
I mean, I have gone to Therapy Stone before. I don't go to therapy now, but I recommend going to Therapy Stoned.
That's the only place I won't go stoned now.
Oh. I feel like I open up more.
It's the only relationship I'm taking seriously.
You do open up, though. I mean, it does make you not make you say stuff, but you just talk.
Relaxed.
You just you're.
Yeah, but my therapist is in Ohio, and she can't be super cool about weed. So I try to downplay.
That's crazy. You go all the way to Ohio every time you have a session?
Yeah, it's cheaper.
A plane ticket and a hotel and therapy. The therapy's only $10 more.
Yeah, it's all cheap. It's a sliding scale therapist. I mean, everybody started smoking, so I felt like someone should probably be talking.
Yeah, you're filling the void nicely.
This is a solid brown. I studied communications.
I studied communications.
I didn't.
I did.
But look how good I am at
I think you're better at it.
Information.
I think you're much better at it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like when I would be doing crowd work and comedy. Whenever somebody'd say they studied communications, I'd say, you are killing it. Mm-hmm. I can understand every word you're saying. Did you have a specific thing you wanted to do with that degree?
No, I just I knew I'd figure it out.
Basically, communications is just like TV making.
Now that I'm high, I'm like, you can go to school for communications.
Oh, that's telecommunications.
Yeah, that's different, I think.
Yeah.
But
that's phones, I think.
You're basically going to school to learn how to talk.
That really is
and now that sounds really dumb.
No, it's not exactly that.
I studied a bunch of
how to talk to broad group, how to broadcast.
I did broadcast, I did journalism,
yeah, it's not just
marketing. Exactly. But it seems it was a lot of talking.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, how else are you going to learn how to do
There's
it?
a lot of communicating.
Yeah, you just practice by doing.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the communication was terribly clear. It doesn't seem like
It
you
never
walked
is.
away with any
Nothing
knowledge
solid. Nothing
to
solid.
speak of. But that's the great thing about stand-up comedy is it didn't matter what you studied in school.
Right.
I didn't even go to college, and this isn't even my first time on the show. You had to go to college, and this is your first time.
I know. I
They
feel
were
so
wrong.
bad.
Everybody who tells you to go to college is wrong about everything.
Nothing. You can learn everything. You could learn everything I learned at college on YouTube, and probably get on Getting Dug with High too.
Yeah.
I figured that out. Anything you learn at school, you can learn on YouTube now.
Right, and also the thing about learning is you absorb a lot more. You're better at it when you want to know the answers. Like the fact that so much of our educational process is just forcing people to memorize a bunch of information and then spit it back out in a test. Isn't like you didn't really want to know that stuff in the first place, so you're not going to also remember it after you get past the testing phase.
I read somewhere that all of that schooling was designed to make it so that you were like just ready to work in a factory. Like it was like all of that to memorize these tables, regurgitate it, memorize these numbers, the bells, like all of that. Like ding, it's time for lunch. Ding, I gotta get back. Like,
Right.
It's
They're
all
just
just
getting
to
you ready for
condition you.
factory work.
Yeah. And then what happened? There's no more fucking factories, and now everyone is just jumpy, waiting for various bells to ring.
Right, but aren't there computers in every classroom now?
It's been a while.
Isn't
since
that
I've
big
gone
in
They
to
give
school?
like kids laptops and stuff.
Yeah, so that's like, they've got access to all the information that's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, teachers can be a guide, I guess. I mean, one of my high school teachers was fairly important to me, so, I don't think education's completely, not worth the time. I just knew I wasn't good at it. So I got to junior college, and then I was like, oh, this shit's easy if you apply yourself. And, and a little bit of that, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go apply myself to the job I want to do in life, which is be a performer. So
That's what I did. I went to junior college, and then I realized, after I signed up for the second semester, I did my first open mic, and then by the time I did my third open mic, I was like, I'm not going back to fucking college.
Yeah.
Already.
I never went up for any gigs in comedy where my degree came up at all.
Yeah.
I'm sure my parents are glad that I started comedy after college, because I'm pretty sure I would have done the same
I don't think
thing.
your parents are thrilled with much of what you're doing.
No, I mean, hey, Mom.
My advice is if you think you want to be a comedian, start doing it as young as possible, because some of the best and most successful comedians of all time are those ones that were just precocious and started when they were like 15. And they're amazing by the time they hit their early 20s, which is like in my case, I wasted my whole 20s figuring out how to do it,
Right.
And
I didn't even do that. I just wasted my 20s, and then in
Right.
my 30s, I was like, I should probably figure this out.
I feel like I'm still wasting my. I'm not going to say what number, but yeah, in
That's
some
fair.
aspect.
we got to go to our first break and try to sell you guys some stuff or get you to watch something. I think it's for the HBO show High Maintenance, which I enjoy. So it's a
Good show.
You feel good about it? You feel good about the ad?
Yeah. I know it's not, I don't think it's like blood money. Is that what you'd call it?
Oh,
If
yeah,
you
I've never seen
take
blood
money for
money.
something
Is
you
that
don't want to
good?
do.
HBO, blood money.
All right, so we got to go to break, but we will be right back. Thanks for joining us. See you soon.
Is your weed dealer there for you? The guy on HBO's High Maintenance is a bike riding dealer who's also got his customers' back. Sure, he provides pot, but he also acts as confidant, a shoulder to cry on, or someone to laugh with when his product kicks in. The world is complicated right now, but for every hide under the covers day, there are also unexpected moments of pure joy. High Maintenance gets this. First a web series and now an HBO show with a different set of vibrant characters every episode, it will help you cope with whatever life delivers. Watch new episodes every Friday at 11 p.m. only on HBO.
We're here with Geoff Tate and Rachel Wolfson, and we just watched an ad for HBO show High Maintenance. I saw the season premiere. It was on in my hotel room a couple times, and a lot of nudity.
Oh yeah.
A lot of nudity.
That's the show where it's like what it's like to be a weed dealer in New York, right?
It's basically about a weed dealer. Like it's an anthology series where he encounters different people all the time, and they're like short films about their lives. But I think he's always around in most of the episodes. But it wasn't in the nudity one. It wasn't in it a ton, I don't think. But it was also one of those things where I just caught parts of it, a couple of times, just waiting for Crashing to come on.
I watch HBO shows for the nudity.
I watched Divorce, just waiting for John Oliver to come on. There's a lot of HBO shows that I watch just to get to the next HBO show. But sometimes I think Divorce is getting better. I didn't like it at first, but I'm getting into it now.
That's exactly how I feel about it, and I've never even heard of this show. I
Tracy
just
Letts
wasn't
is
a
in
huge
it.
fan
I'm a
right when I
huge-
got divorced, but it was 8 years ago, so I'm coming around.
I get it. You're making jokes about your actual, that you are divorced.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
fun. That's fun, Jeff.
I love divorce jokes.
I'm also
Well, then
high
you might love
maintenance.
this show. Like, just calling it Divorce, it's already like, it's starting off like one of the most negative experiences anybody's ever had or could have. And let's call a show that.
Yeah, oh man.
And it's not like, it's not like it's like a vicious divorce either. I mean, they say fucked up things to each other sometimes, but it's, it's two people that are, somewhat likable. So there's no villain, there's no...
The divorce is the villain.
There's nothing to satirize, really. It's just a comedy show. But I was saying earlier, Tracy Letts is in it, and I'm obsessed with Tracy Letts.
Yeah.
Because he's the guy, he's written some amazing plays over the years. And he also, I saw him in a play one time, and he was amazing. And he's Lady Bird's dad in Lady Bird. And he's, is he a lawyer? He's somebody in The Post. But I think he's a really good actor, and I'm really... and he's on Divorce. Great story, Doug.
I haven't seen either of those films either.
All right, well, you know how it is.
Yeah,
I love
I mean-
movies. You enjoy them a great deal, but you don't race out to see ones that don't have car crashes in them. Hey, did you know Aaron Brockovich has a car crash in the very first scene?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I
So
saw
that's a good one for you to watch.
I saw it. There's a database of movies with car crashes. That's how I know how to pick them.
No way.
I'm
You liar.
sure there is.
I
but-
mean, there might be, yeah. Certainly could be a database, but I don't think you used it. But it's an interesting thing in Aaron Brockovich because it's all in one take. She just gets into a car. It was shot in an intersection in North Hollywood. She gets into a car and does like a kind of, I think she's doing an illegal U-turn, but she does like a U-turn and then some guy plows into her, and it's all in one shot. So it's like, holy shit, Julia Roberts really got into a car and then really got hit?
What? And that's how it starts.
That's the first scene of the movie, and then nothing interesting happens for another 2 hours.
I saw
Great.
the whole movie and I don't remember that. There was a really unnecessary car crash and Whiplash.
Oh yeah, well, because is he racing to get somewhere?
Yeah. But it was like,
It was intense.
yeah.
It's like I'm already stressed out about the drumming.
Yeah, the whole time.
The constant drumming's already making me stressed out. Why is he
Are
also
you
getting
rushing
into
or dragging?
And
Are
it's
you
one of
rushing
those-
or dragging?
I may have brought this up on this show or my other show before, and apologies if I did, but I just got to throw it out there again. If you're watching a movie, especially if it's a low-budget movie, not a big, huge, tons of money movie, but any movie, if there's characters in a car and they're just having a conversation, that car is going to get into some sort of accident.
Yes, every time.
It's going to be hit, or it's going to hit an animal, or it's going to go off the road. Some shit's going to happen because it's so expensive and time-consuming and difficult to shoot scenes in cars that the only reason to do it is if it's a plot point. And it drives me crazy, and now I'm sharing it with you, so it'll drive you crazy. Because every time people are just talking in a car, I'm like, oh, bracing for the impact. Because it's always a jump
It's
scare.
terrible.
You know, it always comes out of nowhere. You never like see like, oh, they're gonna about to get into an accident. It's just bam.
It happens so often that like I notice. I happened to watch The Ice Harvest a couple of days ago.
Great movie.
And there's shots in cars of them driving and talking where I started to like brace for the accident, and that when they use it against you, there's never a wreck. He'll like spin on the ice, but there's never a car whatever. That movie is good.
Yeah, they had to get around in that movie is why there's scenes in cars, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also it's nice to get out of the cold because it's, you know, they're in the middle of an ice harvest.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ice.
All right, Rachel Wolfson and Geoff Tate, it's time for me to ask you, marijuana know something? I'm going to ask you guys a question that I do not know the answer to. These are tricky questions. Have you done this before, Geoff?
No.
Okay. We'll all try to figure it out together.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be some sort of trivia, and I've done that before.
Yeah, but it's not, you know, it's more like trick questions. You'll see.
All right.
What is unique about the sentence, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog?
Oh, I know the answer to that.
You do? I think this is like one of those ones that is out there that it sounds familiar to me. What do you think it is, Geoff?
It's got all the letters of the alphabet.
Ooh, yeah.
I see a Z in there and a Q.
And an X.
All the big, rarely used letters. All right, well, we certainly figured that one out.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was not hard at all.
I'm like the guy from like National Treasure.
Have you
If
done
all
that
the
one
clues
before?
were real stupid for like babies, I'd be like a dope ass National Treasure guy. Like, I fucking solved this one. The Da Vinci Code for babies. That's me.
So you'd never heard that before? You just figured it out from me saying it?
You're like a super genius.
No, I probably heard that before. I would not assume that I
Okay.
knew that. Like, let's assume that I've heard it.
Okay. All right. That might be one of the, like 3 or 4 times we've gotten the answer right, because these are tricky questions.
I was like, they're so judgmental about the dog. Like, what makes the dog so lazy? I was really into the sentence, not the actual.
Right, yeah, you were checking
like,
out
gosh,
the content of
maybe
the
the dog
words.
wasn't lazy. Maybe it just, took a nap. It was out running all day. But I'm
Maybe
so
the
glad
dog
I
had
didn't tell you what I
arterial
was
sclerosis.
really thinking. You know?
My first thought was, because I got to look at it as I was reading it, is my first thought was like the first letter of each word's going to spell something. One of those deals. But, you know.
I mean, I knew what it was, but also there's a one with a fox where they have to get him across a river.
I wonder
always
how
confuses
many
me.
sentences you could even create that have every letter. Because also it has some letters more than once, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
So it seems like then it's probably impossible to do a sentence that doesn't repeat some letters to get them all in there. But I wonder how many other sentences can be written like this one. Or maybe, I mean, this is a pretty sweet sentence. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
That sounds like the tagline to a Wes Anderson movie.
It's true.
Like, are they saying the dog's lazy because he wouldn't move and then the fox had to jump?
And how did they
said
find
lazy
out the
because
dog
they couldn't
was
say
lazy?
zany. They should have said zany and got the Z and the Y in there that way.
I
How
felt
about
they were
why not call it a zebra dog?
Yeah, or just a zebrog.
a zog.
All right, so
I'm a super genius.
let's see how you do on this next one. We need to WD-40 or something, these chairs. Marijuana know something? Oh, shit. Math time. How many years is a billion seconds?
I was never good at math.
Yeah, this is a
One time I made my mom take me out of math in high school. Or like, I was like, I can't take this class. Like, I was like, please tell them I can't take geometry. I can't do it. Which is,
And then what happens when they take you out of there? Don't you need it for your...
I just like switch me with something I'm good at.
No, there's a secret business math class that they don't tell you about. They just push you into the hard ones, and like they make you take math classes until you can't do it, and then you're like, well, this is where I peaked, and then they go, oh, by the way, there's a business math one. Like they don't tell you about. They don't. It's just like how to work a cash register and stuff. But like they don't tell you about that when you're a freshman. They want to see if you could do it.
Okay, so there's 6. How many years?
Oh, I forgot about this.
She wants to figure this out, Jeff.
I'm like, I'm
It's
very
confusing because
hyper-focused.
time
Jeff
is
would
in
rather
metric.
do a billion riffs.
Yeah.
A billion seconds? Well,
Okay,
there's 60
so
seconds in
year-
a minute. So how many minutes are in a year?
Yeah.
There's 60 minutes in an hour, and there's 60
That's
hours
how-
in a week.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what is
That's what I'm
happening?
saying.
I mean, I could maybe figure this out with a calculator, but is that cheating? Do
I'm gonna
calculators go
say-
to a billion?
I'm going to say 69 years.
Very good.
Is that right too? You got that one right?
No, I didn't look yet. I
okay.
was just entertained by his childish answer.
I mean, it's probably right. I mean, just ballpark it. Like, how long has this show been going? How many seconds?
69
but there's a lot of seconds.
billion seconds.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
so-
seconds in this.
420 years.
I don't think they're giving me questions that are
I want to say
keyed toward a humorous weed
40 years.
reference. 40 years?
That's not even an educated guess. That's just a number I guessed.
Oh, sometimes these things are crazy. I'm going to say it's 1 year.
What if it's just 1 year? That'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
We were off by like
It's like
40
10
years.
months. How many years
we were
is a
off by
billion
40
seconds?
billion
I mean, there's
seconds.
60 seconds in a minute.
And there's 60 minutes in an hour, and there's
Right,
60 hours
60
in a
times
month.
24.
I'm going to agree with Doug. I'm going to change my answer. I
I
agree
think
with
you get to
Doug.
a billion seconds pretty quick.
Oh man, I've been counting them out since we got here.
Yeah.
It'll take forever to get to a billion. I'm only at like 700 since the show started.
Seeing you with that Lebowski pipe, I just think you should be, drinking a White Russian.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing
Peeing on the
Do you
carpet.
want to mind if I do a J shirt?
Okay, here's the answer.
No. 69 years. Come on, 69 years.
32 years.
Yeah, we both were right. It was
But I was
exactly
the closest
in the
without
middle.
going over.
You were the closest without going over.
So if it was Price is Right style, I would win. But
Man,
you can
so I've already
find.
lived a billion seconds.
Yeah.
Guess what, Doug? A billion seconds ago, I saw Fletch in the theater with my dad. Roughly.
Okay.
If it's 32
think,
years,
yeah,
I
you
was
should
like
say,
7. Yeah.
I can't wait to be a billion seconds years old. Okay.
You can find the Marijuana Knows Something segments on Now This Weed.
Oh, what's
I know,
that?
right?
I saw what you did there.
You've seen those videos on
Yeah.
Twitter where it's like Now This, and they're
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool little videos where they have
My friend works for them.
captions for everything, so if you can watch it with the sound off. And they do Now This Weed. They do weed reporting, which brings me to bringing this up. You guys want to do some pot topics?
Hot topic.
There's a pretty big one that just broke. It's not even on one of these cards.
What?
Yeah.
We have breaking topic?
Breaking. I mean, everybody that has Twitter and stuff probably knows it already, but the San Francisco is immediately absolving everyone of their past marijuana infractions or imprisonments or whatever the fuck.
Wow.
Like they're just going, hey, now it's legal, so you shouldn't be arrested for something that's legal.
They should give them free weed for their time.
Yeah, like with interest.
Like retribution.
I could have smoked so many fucking joints.
Yeah, catch up, you guys that are just joining the smoke force again. But that was really good to see that, and I hope more places like that's San Francisco. They're pretty
Yeah, people are
I
still
hope
getting.
Houston does it soon, because
Yeah.
my court date's on February 26th.
Really? For weed?
Yeah.
What happened?
I got pulled over. When I
Okay,
went to
tell her the
Houston.
rest of the story in a second because we got to go to a break, and I love a good cliffhanger. We'll be right back. Hey, what's up? We're here in the Spaceman, and we're joined by Taylor Rizzo, the Dab King, aka Dab Master General.
That's me.
That's him. Thanks for joining us. And we still got Geoff Tate and Rachel Wolfson hanging in strong. We were just talking about San Francisco and the changing of the laws, and then Geoff blurted out that something happened to him in Houston, that he hopes they change the laws there, which seems incredibly unlikely that'll happen, especially in the amount of time you need it to happen. So what happened? You just got pulled over while driving through Houston?
Yeah, man, I was driving to Houston to do the show, and forces outside my control conspired against me to make me look guilty and weird. So he's like, he happened to be right.
Did you look and sound like you do right now?
No, I wasn't high. I had been driving forever.
So you were tired.
Yeah, and I
What did he
hadn't
pull
talked
you
to
over for?
anybody.
Speeding?
Yeah, going 65 and a 55 on a on-ramp on one of those fucking crazy, like, they got those roads that go beside the highway.
Right, yeah, the frontage
And then you
roads,
just
or
gotta,
whatever they call them.
And then, like, but then there'd be, like, there won't be a way on the highway for a while, and then, boom, there is, right there, pow. And you just got to jump on. So I gunned it, and the guy, he saw me. But he had been pacing me earlier. And like, so that bugged me. That kind of fucking skipped me out.
But so he just gave you a ticket and you have to go in and, or did he give you a DUI?
No, he just gave me a ticket for possession. It was in my backpack.
So what
but
difference does it make? Oh, he found weed on you.
Yeah. I couldn't be.
So what can they do to you when you go back? You just have to appear
like,
before a judge and
I
pay
got
a fine or
I
something?
got a call or whatever, and like, it's a court date, like a speeding ticket. Like, if I want to contest it, I can do that.
Can you just like tell them that the like entire left side of the country says it's okay?
Nah, he didn't go for that.
It's hard to convince people in Texas that they're wrong.
Like maybe
I
we
brought
could
him
get
up.
like
No, I mean,
signatures.
he was all right.
I
Other
think
than
it's up
being
to
a
like
cop.
72% or something. If
We
people
really had
think that weed should just be legal.
Yeah, you could just
Survey,
drop statistics to the judge, and then maybe we can get signatures from like West Coast judges somehow, like a judge, you know?
Have an
Oh,
East
boy,
Coast,
I
West
don't
Coast.
know.
We could start a
judge
campaign,
rattle.
What am I,
and-
the fucking?
you know?
I
We'll
think
save
Geoff
you.
just wants to keep his head down.
I want to be the
Trying to
Roe
stay out of
versus
trouble.
Wade for Texas weed. Like, that's.
I would never.
I don't want to be the baby that didn't get
I wouldn't do
aborted
it,
in this
but-
scenario.
Well, an incredibly influential activist, this is another pot topic,
Yeah.
Dennis Perone died last weekend in San Francisco, but he's one of the people that he co-wrote California Proposition 215 that really got the ball rolling in California and then elsewhere, because California sort of led the way, even though it took us longer to legalize than other places. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so rest in peace, Dennis.
R.I.P.
Yeah, exactly. Canada. Oh, Canada. Weed's getting cheaper, I guess. The price is dropping in Canada for reasons I'm not even gonna get into, because I'm looking at it, it's too complicated.
It probably has something to do with supply and demand.
Yeah, exactly, Geoff.
Like, if you go far enough into it,
Yeah.
it just boils down to that. Oh, thank
Did
you.
you
was
take
your
that
guess
business
on
math
that?
class?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what was your guess on that question earlier, the math question?
69 years.
So, how do you guys feel about dabs?
Oh, I won't turn down a dab.
Yes.
Yeah, my kind of
Now
answer.
we are talking.
I don't like dab every day, so like to me it's like a science project. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
what do I do here? You
It's
know?
fun to dabble.
Well,
Yeah.
luckily
fun
I'm
to
here
just
and you don't have to
jump
do
in.
anything.
I'm dab
except
curious.
Get high.
I might have done one since the last time I saw Taylor, but generally I just do them here, and it's a pretty safe
I like
environment.
baby dabs. You know what I mean? Like diet dabs.
Okay.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
got it.
give her one without all the carbs,
Yeah,
calories,
exactly.
whatnot.
The
Half the
aspartame
calories.
version.
Give her a
Yeah.
no bread one. But Jeff's sitting there thinking about this. And where are you at with dabs?
The last time I smoked a dabs, it was I got too high. It was the only time that had ever happened. So I'm a little
Delicious.
gun shy.
What is
but
this?
That is green crack.
it feels. You call it green crack. You smoke it like that.
Right?
Like I get the. That's what the. It just seems like a lot further away from what I like about smoking weed. It's like, oh, it's a lot of science. It's
is.
it's got the pageantry of heroin.
Right, but without the needle in your arm. The
Right.
thing is that,
But who likes just the pageantry of heroin?
well, but I think the
get used to
gadgetry
it.
of it is fun, but it's going to get, they're going to make more and more portable versions of it. Like if you know Elon Musk, there's a gun now that he made that you can just shoot at the thing.
Flamethrower.
Flamethrowers?
It's very handy, easier to work with than the torch that he uses.
The guy that made up the Tesla car,
Yeah.
he made up a gun that.
He made
He sold-
it's a what do they call it? Like a personal flamethrower
Yeah,
or
it's just
something
like
that?
a portable, easy to use
It looks
consumer
like a
version of a
machine gun,
flamethrower.
but it
So
shoots
this guy is like
flames
a
out in
real
front.
life Pinky in the Brain.
Oh, I love that cartoon.
He's like always coming up. He's like Stewie, but for real.
He's like both of them. Genius and
People think that he's trying to start the zombie apocalypse to sell those.
California's
to sell
already
those
trying to
specifically.
stop sale of them because of our whole wildfire problem.
Yeah.
Like we don't need like toys that the point is that flames shoot out of.
Well, he already sold 3.5 million worth of those things. I read
where are you
yesterday.
using? Where do people?
They're taking them
Man.
to
Are they, like,
Target
fields?
because they have
Yeah.
something to prove.
Exactly.
It's not. It's
Like
Well,
do
fucking
girls
idiots.
carry them
That'd
in
be
their purse at
interesting.
the club or something? You
That'd
know,
be dope.
like
That's your
Just a
clutch
bunch
that
of
you
fucking
got.
exactly.
shitty
Forget a
uncles.
rape whistle. Let me tell you about the flamethrower. You know, just
It's a big ass. It looks kind of like one of those ridiculous squirt guns. That's like
Yeah,
really
it's super
That
soaker.
would be
involved,
great
super
if
soaker.
Elon Musk did that. It was like, I'm just giving these to incoming freshman women
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
in the entire world.
Dads
and then
are
just
buying
put
them
it
for
out
their
there like,
daughters.
let's jumpstart this being
would be
nice
awesome.
to girls all the time.
Yeah.
thing. Let's make sure
Dudes are
every
gonna
one
get
of them
burned.
You're gonna get
has-
flamed.
Troops of women holding their
yeah.
flamethrowers. That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
I'd be into
yo,
it.
man, you just gotta hear that story on the news once before that town shapes up.
If you don't bring my daughter home by 9, I'm gonna flame your ass. You know, it just
She
sounds.
will.
No,
She'll
it's you.
do it.
I better be home by 9, or I'm gonna flame your
Yeah,
ass.
yeah. But
Hey, they can say it however they want. It's up to them. The point is, they have the flamethrowers.
Yeah. I don't know how safe I'd feel just walking around not with my own flamethrower.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
in case.
you kind of have
Oh,
it with
you
the
kind of
torch.
now you know.
kind
Now
of
you
an
know.
allegory
Oh,
for
you just
the
got it. You just got
situation.
it. That's how they feel. Now they got flamethrowers, and you're like, oh, is this how chicks felt the whole time? God damn it. But I guess in answer to the question, yeah, I'll smoke a dab, I guess.
Yeah, you should.
All right, do it.
I mean, I heard it was delicious.
you don't have to say smoke a dab. You could just say I'll dab.
Let me
And you can just.
say, like,
I
this
will
is my
toot
first
a dab.
This is my first real life, like, I got too old for the thing. Like, that was my first true, like, I'm a fucking grandpa. Like I'll do a dab like that. Like, I said it wrong.
I think you
we're
did
not.
it
There's
right.
no judgment.
You're already,
I know,
you're,
but-
you're
You
already
can
pretty
smoke a
high.
dab.
It's not going to make you that much higher. You're already
I'm not
smoked
worried
a lot.
about that. I'm just thinking about how I said it, like how a dad would say it.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing
Dads,
dabs in there?
dabs.
Are you guys smoking a
Smoking the
dabs?
dabs.
Yeah, you're old enough to have children.
What do I do? I just smoke it.
Yeah, just smoke it.
While he does that, I'm going to say this. Alcohol sales dropped 15% in states with medical marijuana laws.
Sounds about right.
Boom, take that, alcohol. Because, it was always, people were always saying that alcohol companies were the ones that spent most of the money on those anti-pot ads that you used to see all the time.
Well, that's fuck. They also.
I used to always say they're not going to take that big of a, they're not going to lose that much in sales because plenty of people that smoke weed also like to drink. And it's not like when you're high, you go, oh, I can't drink, I'm high. Like if you like to drink, you'll still do it. But, seems like maybe they had a reason to be worried about it.
Dude, what if it's just me? Like, what if it's the 2 years that I quit drinking has made the 15, like it just looks like it was legal weed is what did it, but
That's
it's
how
literally
much drinking
just,
you were doing?
yeah, what if I was responsible for that? And I do take advantage of the legal weed, so you can blame it on that if you want.
Okay.
Legal weed.
I bet I was 1% of it.
How'd it go for you, your dab experience?
I think it's still happening. It tasted pretty good.
It is
It
delicious.
makes me think that whatever I did that other time that I thought was a dab might have been something fucking dumb.
Probably.
something that wasn't right.
I mean, that was the one time you've ever gotten
some
too
crack
high.
and you're
That
walking
was
around going,
definitely crack.
dab is too much.
That wasn't green crack, I don't think.
Yeah.
Guys, I've actually smoked. I know what crack tastes like. I can tell the difference.
Does crack taste good?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you wouldn't think so, and it doesn't immediately, but then immediately it does. Then it's like immediately the best.
Not
So don't do
immediately,
it.
but
A
immediately.
lot of immediacy happened.
Yeah. Let me do a dab, please. And we got to get your plugs in, you guys, because the show, we have a hard out at the end, and I don't want to. You didn't, as Howard Stern likes to say, you didn't come here for your health. Although, weed is medicinal. Rachel's going to be at the Brea Improv February 6th with Don Hefty. Hefty?
Yep.
Who's that?
Don
Do
Hefty?
I know him?
Probably.
Okay.
He sounds like a fat Don Henley.
Like if the Mad Magazine is like a parody of the Eagles and they're all fat.
I apologize.
Sounds like the name of this bong.
Who are the other guys in the Eagles?
Fat Don Felder and Fat Glenn Fry and Fat Timothy B. Schmidt.
No, Glenn Fries. You don't have to change much there to make him
Glenn
a fat
Fries?
joke.
Yeah, no.
French fries.
Okay, here we go.
Beautiful. Just a regular dabbing fool now, Doug.
Dab and
Can't
dab.
believe how quiet 3 comedians were while I was doing that.
It was
But I was so loud in my head. It was the weirdest thing. I had the best conversation really up there.
Thank you, Taylor. I might do a second one today.
What?
Can I light this?
Follow Rachel on Twitter. No, we can't smoke in here. She's at Wolfie Comedy. And she's also Wolfie Memes on Instagram.
I am.
I gotta follow Wolfie Memes. I only follow Wolfie Comedy.
Thank you.
YouTube.com/thebud. What's that about?
My best friend and I, we have a YouTube channel that's all about weed.
Okay.
And it's youtube.com/thebud. So,
Yeah, the THEBUDD.
yeah,
The
2Ds.
Bud. Geoff Tate's new album's called People Are What People Make 'Em. And it's available on iTunes and Amazon. He's going to be at the Skyline Comedy Cafe in Appleton, Wisconsin on February 9th and 10th. And you can go to justanotherclown.com for his other tour dates.
Yay.
Yeah. Our show that we did live from the Troubadour with 5 comedians on stage all just getting high in front of an audience. That is going to drop on youtube.com/Doug Benson on Saturday, February 3rd. That's this upcoming Saturday at 4:20 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. And our next live show is going to be Tuesday, February 6th at 2:15 Pacific Time. So 6 days from now. Hopefully be doing like one a week for a while.
I think I'm too high. But like I'm into it this time.
Yeah, compare it to the last time. What was the difference in the
You're
last
good
time?
too.
I think I finally got high. Like it's like that. Like
What's the weed like where you live?
It's a lot of it is what I take from here.
Dope. That's probably
It's
smart.
not bad. It's actually pretty good. I think everybody just gets weed sent to them, and then you just buy it from somebody there.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of weed in illegal states now is just California weed or Colorado weed that's been mailed. Or
They say it. They'll be like, I got Blue Dream. And I'm like, how'd you get Blue Dream?
yeah, how do you know? It's like,
How do you know?
My cousin
you're
shipped it
fucking
to me.
lying.
When I was buying weed, it was like, you want 50 shit or 60 shit, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there used to be a guy named Larry that would come to the hotel I worked at, and he sold $50 halves because they were garbage.
Bad Larry.
Yeah, bad Larry, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Jeez, a $50 half.
Yeah, go ahead. It doesn't feel like
Pass
there's.
that bad Larry around.
It doesn't feel like there's bad weed anywhere anymore.
No, no.
You know, people still like to say that there is, but
Can I just say the worst weed I've ever smoked was in New Jersey, and it was brown, but I did what I had to do.
Oh, of course. Of course it was going to be New Jersey. How do you think Springsteen could write those songs?
the first time I bought
And Bon
weed,
Jovi.
Yeah, it's all about how it's bad at it.
the first time I bought weed in Jamaica, it was just no good at all. And then they legalized weed in Jamaica, and then it was great. Because basically they were just selling fake weed the first time around, because it was illegal to sell real weed.
That's so crazy.
Because that's got to be a lesser offense in the world of drug dealing if you're selling drugs that aren't
Fake
real.
weed.
Like, there's no real drugs in there.
I had a friend when I was in middle school.
That's more like just fraud.
Yeah, he got caught selling oregano to young kids, and nothing happened. Because it wasn't drugs.
I hope I'm not giving anyone a terrible idea,
Oh, I guess.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
My bad.
but it seems like, yeah.
But
seems
it's the entire plot of that movie, Go, and that movie's pretty good.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
Speaking of going, see you next time.
Just a reminder to check out brand new episodes of High Maintenance. Join the guy, a bike riding dealer, as he provides pot and companionship to a different set of vibrant characters each episode. New episodes every Friday at 11 p.m. only on HBO.